Welcome. I am Crispy, and I sense it's time for some more Unicorn Overlord Rapport units only. So in this episode, I got a comment on my last video about how Gimel is actually it can be a type of tank. So I moved him to the front, and then of Celeste's unit and moved Mandrid back. And I think the ultimate problem, though, is I just don't have the right gear. An evasion tank, that was the words used. And the problem is, yeah, I know there's a lot of gear that will make people more elusive, like that one special shield. I believe, if I remember correctly, that shield is in the Elven area and a bit farther away, so we're not quite there yet. So while I throw this unit together in what I believe is a better formation and try to gear him out a little bit more, it's still not a strong enough unit on its own. And that is the main problem here. When we don't have a strong enough team, at least not a strong enough foursome, then the gear is really lacking, and money has been rough so far because we haven't had the proper unit to be able to get through and power level money signals. Basically, we jumped all the way up here in the last episode specifically just to get Unifi and her team together, and I decided might as well go back down to the Elven area because we want to get through that. It's going to be easier and faster and unlock better gear. And we're so close to getting promoted units that it just made sense to go do stuff that was more on our level and simple. And having two of these quests right next to each other, a liberation and a main quest, not only was that going to help with some quick levels, but it should also help with the rapport, the rapport, as well as, you know, some money and some of the, what is that called? Renown. Everything starts with an R in this game. It's crap. So it's the first time that we're going to use our new unit that we made in the last episode with Unifi and her team plus Elaine, because Elaine can go with anybody in these rule sets. And it's nice because with the Owl, Ramona, they are also now a flying unit, which makes them incredibly strong. And that is so helpful. As much as it's nice to have Elaine as the leader of your unit, having Elaine in a unit that can fly and go across any type of terrain, I think is going to be way more powerful, especially for this challenge. Yeah, that was the first time that Celeste's units now has to hold up against another one by itself. Didn't do so great. I mean, hang on there, but didn't do so great. Then it took me a minute to realize that these arrows aren't going to do any damage. Well, because that unit was already weakened and Celeste has healing, at least that allowed them to win that battle. And they're just going to stay there and guard anyways, because we're going to have Ren's unit completely annihilate this quick little liberation quest and just get it over with. It's just the faster way to do things, you know? When you got Benregaria and you got a great team around her, it's just over, okay? Like I said, I'm pretty sure I can solo the whole rest of the game. Mainly with just that unit until we get to the final boss, because that was quite a battle last time. So going in and being able to have the things to level up that city helped a lot. Delivery to help that city leveled up a lot. Extra 30 renown. And completing main story quests always gets you a really good amount of renown. I quickly also remember to make sure I buy a bunch of healing items and revival items, which will come in handy immensely here in the next battle. Let me know in the comments below if I should keep trying to play this challenge with very limited money, or if I should bother farming money and getting the best gear and then just blowing through the rest of the challenge. But it's also been quite a challenge to be doing this with the bare minimum money. Remember the first time encountering this quest, it being a challenge on its own, and now it's even more of a challenge because we really only have technically we really only have 2 units that are strong enough to handle this. As you can even see, our lane unit, even with all those new OP members, and then being on level 25, still have quite huge weaknesses to a lot of the enemy units in this map. So my thought here was just to get that unit to take out the towers, and then also forgetting that it didn't have the ability to buff everyone with haste and skull, so that was annoying. But still wanted the Celeste unit to see if they could do some damage because of their high traversal. And then seeing that, of course, the Ren unit is still able to take down just about everybody. I think there may be 1 or 2 units here that the Ren unit had a little bit of problems with. But they had to walk. So, I'm going to take them the longer way, because basically the key to this stage is you have to... I think you really only have to get to the last bridge. I thought you had to unlock all the bridges to make the final boss unit spawn, but I'm pretty sure it only happened right after I hit the last bridge and didn't even hit all of them, and that made the boss unit spawn. So I'm pretty sure the only option, or the only requirement, was to do that. And if ultimately, if I could put together a team in this challenge that allows Ren to be part of a flying unit, then I would not need any other unit in the game, because we would just be able to sell up everything with the Red unit. And there we go. Buying all that extra stuff is really going to come in handy, as you see there. For as strong as this unit is, and as easy as that battle should have been, we still lost Ramona there, so we had to revive her. These maps are all about, well, again, well, depending on the way you want to play, but these maps are all about finding the shortcut to take out these extra units that are helping the enemy or taking down the strategic boss points, so that you can get more valor points, so that you can start using a lot of valor skills faster. And that was what I was deciding there. I'm just trying to find the best way for Celeste's unit to be useful here, as I know they can be. It's just hard to find ones that they can take down. So finally find at least one, and making sure and trying to pick up the sparkly items on the map. And yeah, we're just having the Ren unit follow the main path here. It's, of course, incredibly easy for them. And gonna go take out that boss, and that boss will unlock the first bridge and also give a capture point and allow a bit of healing, which will also help a little bit. Not that this unit ever really needs too much healing, but again, if I wanted to go faster on here, I probably could have. Sometimes, though, it's better to make sure that you level your other units as well, because again, we still would like to have more than one unit that's capable of doing things in the game. So yeah, ran into almost a bit of trouble here, where Ramona and Elaine's unit was going to get smoked. This Wind Fairy's Charm, though, incredibly useful. Stops all outside interference and gave us the pure advantage we needed. And now we're strong enough to take on that unit where it's still going to do decent damage to us, but it's not going to end us, and then we can take over the point, get the Valor points, unlock the bridge, which does make the other teams angry, so they are now going to attack from there. But this, the one problem is you could just see the Valor skills in this unit are not map friendly. They're all just buffs. So if you remember to activate them before a fight, sure, they're useful. And if you want to come in as an assist unit, sure, they're useful. But the main reason why Celeste's unit is still incredibly OP, you'll see I'll use here in a minute, is that they have the Arrow Rain Valor skill, and it is still one of the best and most broken skills in the game, and even more powerful when it's done with a promoted unit from a sniper. And pretty affordable too. I mean, I think it costs 2, right? Yeah. Costs 2. Look at the area it does based on it being Arrow Rain 2. And it just does crazy damage to regular units, and it does an okay amount of damage here to the boss unit there. It still wasn't enough to completely finish them, but they had no help by the time they were able to challenge. So very simple, and then I was like, oh, I might as well see if we can finish the boss unit here. But again, we find out this boss unit is not important, and we're just doing this for levels for these units, which again, it did help. They all got, Celeste got over 20, somebody else hit 20 there, I think. So again, very useful. It makes me so mad when they run out of their stamina right before hitting one of those points. And I mean, it's probably just me, but it happens to me all the time where I run out of stamina right in front of a garrison, and it's so annoying. Because then I gotta use points, use items just to get in the garrison, because I'm not gonna sit there and wait, and it is dangerous to put them into wait mode. So I tend not to. Oh, and the Elaine Ramona unit kind of was having a little bit of problems there, even though they had the advantage. But Ren's unit is just stomping. We see here that it's not going to completely dominate. Again, after capturing another garrison and having maxed out Valor points, that's when I realized, okay, well, Ren's unit has some really fun map skills, and might as well use those. Yeah, here I was still confused and thinking maybe I had to take out everybody before the boss would appear. So this is what I'm doing now, is I'm planning to go attack the other starting unit, but I find out as soon as I take down this captain and unlock the last bridge that it makes the boss spawn and it makes the shield go away. And I forgot, like, the shield is over there, so you can't fly over there from the beginning. And that was what was making me think, oh, I really have to take down every single area, but you don't. You just have to unlock the bridge. You gotta love Virginia's Blade Wave that does so much damage, so helpful. And then the unit as a whole is just strong enough to take on the garrison unit, no problem. As I said, that unlocks the last bridge. That summons the actual boss. I decided to do kind of an interesting thing here, because I know Ren can take them out, but Ramona can just get over there. And it didn't look good, but... do I use this? I think I do. The Valorous Order, I believe it is, that gives the extra damage. Yeah. Activate that, and then I take the Ramona unit over there. And based on the angle, I know I can attack before the other extra units notice. So, one attack, and we buff with the Empowering Drought. And make sure the entire unit is 100% healed. And thought we were going to activate one more thing. We just don't have any other buffs that I was hoping for. Doesn't seem great. It seems like this unit might get smoked, because I see these other two units surrounding. But I'm gonna do it anyways, and kind of don't have a choice up against it. And we win the initial battle, and now I want to get back in there quickly enough, but realize, oh, this might not work, so got Ren ready on the backup. But we were able to slide back in there just fast enough to only attack the boss for the insta-kill on the second attempt. And that just ends the map. So overall, really not that hard. Kind of might have overcomplicated it a little bit myself. And then the best part about completing this was we got another elf unit. And this elf unit, like Rosalinda, happened to be able to gel better with many other people that we already had. And also it gave us enough renown so we can finally promote units. So now, not only are we going to be able to make a whole nother team, but we are going to be able to promote a bunch of units, and that is going to help immensely and make us a lot stronger. Even some of the other units that we have on our bench we haven't been able to use yet. So yes, we are going to promote Elaine first, of course, because it's horse time. Elaine finally on the cavalry, and he is ready to go. And then it was at this point I'm like, well, I shouldn't just keep spending these to spend these. I should make sure what units go together first and make a whole new unit. Although, well, I do promote Virginia because she's in the Ren's unit. And she was the only non-promoted unit in Ren's unit, so. That helps immensely. And there is the one unit I normally use to hold down the bases, the Joseph unit. And that included Chloe and Holdrick and the witch, and it's like I could promote all of them, but I want to make a whole unit first. So let's see with the new elven unit if that's possible to do. And And this is where we'll look at the Rapport menu and verify our own rules that we can do this. I mean, eventually I guess I look at it and I'm busy contemplating spending money. There we go. Now we can see. So that's the newest one we got. Elterlinda? I don't know how you say her name. We're just gonna call her Ellie. So, Ellie works with Lex, Scarlet, and Rosalinda. So, I have to make sure that each one of them are on each other's list as well, because a lot of times it doesn't seem to matter. You get a brand new unit, you get all excited. They're not all on each other's list. But looking at Rosalinda, Lex, and Scarlet, and Ellie are on her list. And verify it with Lex. Everybody is on his list as well. Scroll down just to make sure. Yep, there they both are. And as well as Scarlet. It also works on Scarlet. Yes. So, that is going to be our new unit. We're going to have Lex and Scarlet, Ellie and Rosalinda. And then we are going to promote Lex and Scarlet. So Lex will be a Vanguard and Scarlet will be a High Priestess. The other two Elven units are already promoted. And now hopefully this unit will become a unusable and helpful unit, because Scarlet can become incredibly powerful. Not just as a healer, but as an actual attacker, as you would see in our Let's Play. He was devastating as an attacker in there. Yeah, I put all this gear on everybody and I forget to go back into the menu and give them more gear after I promote them, so it'll be something I'll probably take care of in between episodes. And again, yeah, just let me know if you think it's more of a challenge to try to do all this with just the money we're receiving naturally, or if I should go farm money, become OP, and just annihilate. And if you're watching this series but not the Let's Play, and you want to see where some of the stronger weapons for these units come from, let me know as well. Lex gets a lot of heat for not being that great of a unit, especially when you have better options, but in this type of challenge, when he is very useful with so many other units, you know, he's gonna be one of the main ones I use here now. He gels with almost everybody. Scarlet gels with a lot of people as well, so why not use them? We're quite limited in this challenge, so it's kind of funny that when he gets this upgraded gear, it barely looks any different. I know I have a whole bunch of extra honors, so yeah, like I said, I end up promoting the entire unit that Joseph leads as well, because they tend to be the unit that guards the base, and I need them to still be strong, even though I haven't been able to really use and level them. As long as they're strong enough to hold down our actual base so that we don't lose it, that's all that really matters. Got this General's Pike as well, because realizing it's pretty powerful and gives more AP was pretty useful, and I believe I end up throwing it on Ellie or Rosalinda, I can't remember. And then just making sure that with the very limited amount of money that was left, there wasn't anything else worth buying. Oh, and I do actually go back in here and put stuff on. I don't I scroll over Scarlet, but I don't put anything on her. I just make sure that she's got the General's Pike. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. And in next episode, hopefully we now have 3 strong enough units to at least get through the Elven area and get a bit stronger. We're under 11 hours in this run, so we're doing really well. And still having a lot of fun with it. So if you're enjoying this, make sure you give the episode a like. If you're not subscribed, subscribe for more. And come on back for more episodes. I'm going to try to get a second episode out this week, hopefully. And if not, at least it will be a weekly series. Thanks so much for watching. And make sure you come back for more. And until next time, always remember, stay crispy.